Hello and welcome to Healthcare Matters, the internet television program that explores the intersection of medicine and the law. I'm your host, Mike Matray, and today's guest is Tom Andre. Tom is Vice President of Information Services at the Cooperative of American Physicians, which provides healthcare professionals with medical professional liability assurance, amongst other services. Welcome to Healthcare Matters, Tom.
Well, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
It's been well documented that stolen electronic medical records sell for 10 to 20 times more on the black market than stolen credit card numbers. But the Hollywood Presbyterian Hospital case is different. Rather than selling stolen medical records, the hackers injected malware that restricted the hospital's access to its computer system and would only share the decryption key if a ransom of $17,000 was paid. What are the different risks associated when a hospital is blocked from accessing its computer system?
Well, there's a handful of risks. One is certainly a reputational risk, which is having to go to the public and say, our system has somehow been compromised and we can't get access to it. That's something I think any organization is afraid of, and it's a reason why a lot of times you don't hear about some of these attacks. But this was something I think that's a kind of lasted long enough that it got out to the public, and public statements had to be made. Another is a financial risk. Now, $17,000 in the grand scheme of things may not be a lot to the hospital, but I would look at how much productivity was lost. I believe from the CEO's statement on the hospital's website, they first noticed the infection on Friday the 5th of February, and their electronic health record systems were back up on the 15th. So that's 9 to 10 days of not being able to access that information. They were relying on paper. They were relying on faxes and phone calls. That would be a productivity hit to the hospital, because all that information that was collected on paper would then have to be backfilled into the hospital system. And those are some of the major risks. And then I think this is kind of a wake-up call in a way that even though the ransom wasn't a lot, you have to think about the fact that this is a type of engineered attack that it put itself inside the computer network. Now, all they were after was a ransom for giving the files back, but the same type of mechanism could be used to plant something onto the network and then do what's called a command and control situation, where a remote computer is accessing the internal network with all the same privileges as someone inside, like someone that would have access to medical records. And the thing to keep in mind with ransomware attacks is it is technically a command and control attack, where the malware gets installed on the computer, then it phones home. It says, okay, I'm inside. Now I want to start encrypting files. Give me an encryption key so I can start doing that. And they have to do that because they want to use unique encryption keys, because if they use the same one over and over again for every organization they attacked, it would soon be known what the decryption key was, and their business model would no longer work.
As more events come up in healthcare data security, I'd love to have you come back on the show.
Be happy to do that.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, Mike.
How common is this ransom type of a hack in the healthcare industry, and is it as common as the theft of electronic health records?